Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to continue with my Fatman build. If you haven't seen the previous parts, be sure to check those out. I'll throw the links down in the description. Today we're going to do a little bit more fabrication work, just a little bit, and then we're going to get into playing with some foam. If you guys like the content I put out, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps me out as a channel. Let's get to it. Got my aluminum rails here cut to length, my tilage. Got this guy here marked cut out. Gonna cut it with an abrasive disc. If you've ever cut aluminum with an abrasive disc before, you know it leaves a really sharp burr, so I'll clean those up with a file. Then I will scuff up the inside edge where I need to glue it, and then I'll be set to get the rest of this top curvy bit done. And then after that we'll be on to the foam work. Okay, so we're all cut out and cleaned up here now. As you can see, I just went by with the edge of my blade, scuffed up the areas to give us some mechanical adhesion where we're going to be bonding. For the inside of this, I mentioned earlier I was concerned about potentially having issues with paint bonding to it or whatever. So I actually just went through with a knife blade, as you can see, and sort of cross-hatched it. So we will get some mechanical adhesion there. If it's not perfect, not the end of the world, we will be bonding to the outside as well. I'm going to be using, like I said, some PL construction adhesive. Whole bunch of different products they have that are awesome. I used this one this morning, and that's one I'll be using on this to seal some window wells. Oh, look at the puppy. All right. So, going to be using that. I'm going to do this all in one go. Going to go through, lay my caulking. You can see I have all my little clamps out here, get it all clamped up, and then we'll leave that for 24 hours to cure. And in the meantime, we'll get into some foam work. I'm sorry guys, I lied to you completely. We still have some more fabricating to do. First thing on the list is the foregrip here that's going to attach to this bolt. Probably just cut the bolt off right there. Weld on my grip that I want. And that's actually going to hold all of the foam to the front end here. So I want everything to be modular. Everything's going to attach with either magnets or by nuts and bolts. Simply because it's a mechanical device, things can go wrong, might need some maintenance. It's going to be a heck of a lot easier to paint it in pieces as well as opposed to doing it all together. Other thing I want to do, just fab up a guard for my trigger cable there. Simply because this is where you're going to be resting the Fatman on your shoulder. I don't want any weight going, like foam isn't very sturdy, as you guys probably know if you're watching this video and you like prop building and costume making and stuff. Foam isn't sturdy enough to support the weight of this thing. Like it probably weighs good 15 pounds right now. It's going to be heavier when it's done. So yeah, gonna add probably just a tube along the bottom there just to protect that cable, and then we'll be into the foam work. Maybe. And there we go. Nothing super fancy, but it looks like it does in the game, and that's all I'm looking for. For this section here, I'm just going to cut a couple pieces of this out and weld those on. I'm not going to... So, good news. As you can see, there's a giant pile of foam in front of me. Got my glue gun fired up, and we have a cutting mat. So, it's time to get into the detail work on this. I like these blades. I like them a lot. They're just little square blades. You buy them in packs of 100 for like 10 10 to 15 bucks Canadian anyway. This foam dulls things remarkably quickly. So I do a couple cuts, toss it away, grab a new one. It's easier than trying to sharpen blades and deal with all that nonsense. So we have our rare earth magnets. So what I'm going to do here, I want to more or less skin the entire frame at the bottom anyway with my it's roughly 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch foam. This is just the floor mat foam. Nothing fancy. I would like to get my hands on some nicer foam, but I already had this on hand, so not really necessary. So I'm going to try to do it in three sections ideally. Kind of the nose piece here, the middle section, and the back section that'll all come off together. So I'll throw you guys on a time lapse here as per usual, and we'll go from there. First piece on there. I'm happy with how it turned out. Nothing fancy, just cutting out notches where it needs it, and then that's also going to help hold things on. Like, that can't come off straight down now, it's going to have to be twisted a little bit. And with those magnets on there too, those magnets are doing an awesome job of it. It's going to be nice having these guides too. It means they can only line up in one spot. I'm not going to have issues with things not lining up. So now I got the other side cut out here. Just have to add my magnets to it, and then I'm good to go on the front end here to add some detail. The next night now, these are nice and sturdy in place. They're not going anywhere. The construction adhesive has hardened right up. It's nice and solid there now. It is not going anywhere. As for the foam work, made a little bit of progress last night, so this stuff is all on there pretty well. Here I need to pick up a couple more magnets for the back end, so I'll get to that when I have those. For now, I'm just going to work up here and start working my way back. And that's what about 15-20 minutes worth of work gets you. All of 4 pieces stuck on there. But it's pretty crucial at this point in the game to make sure the scaling is correct on everything. So you can see the scale I think looks pretty good. I'm going to be putting one more piece across the top here. I'm going to have to split my top piece along here so that this can still sort of fold out like that. Live long and prosper. But yeah, so you're going to have to be able to separate that to get these sides to sort of flare out and flip over those bolts that they're sort of locked onto. Well guys, it's 1 in the morning. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. These late nights are catching up on me here. But as you can see, I've got a ton of progress done today. I'm super happy. Should be able to finish off the foam work tomorrow night and then hopefully get into some painting, or at least get everything disassembled and ready for paint. We're almost there. As you guys saw, I ran into a little bit of an issue there with my glue gun. Pretty simple. All it is a little heating element on there, little metal tube. I've actually got it turned on right now. I've been trying to clean the glue out of it. I'm just going to throw it back together now, try to get some glue to go through it. Worst case, I do have my little glue gun. It sucks to use, but might be stuck with it for now. Some of you might be curious where I get my designs and templates from. The simple answer is I generally don't use templates. I often just get a rough scale from the game I'm playing. I'll take some screenshots, do a little bit of math just to find the length or width of a project, and then I just go from there, sort of eyeball everything. I'll often take 100 to 200 in-game photos of whatever I'm trying to build from multiple angles just to see all the details, get an idea of how it's supposed to look when I'm done. And then I just go to town. Sometimes I'll wander around a hardware store for a good hour or two, just looking for bits and pieces that'll work for what I want, if it'll save me some work trying to build something. But oftentimes it's just a matter of, walking around, find something that'll work for you. Sometimes I'll just have stuff laying around in the garage as well. In this case, those clear plastic bits I'm using on the bottom are some PETG plastic, just left over from someone else's visor cast that was vacuum formed. And then that one little plastic cap I cut out to go on the end of the pressure tube, I guess you could call it, that's actually off the end of a spool. So yeah, just use whatever you find that'll work and go to town with it. Thanks for joining me again today, guys. I know that was a lot of foam work to sit through. Thankfully, it's done now. If you join me again next week, we're going to get into slapping some paint onto it, and we're going to play with some rust as well. See you next time.